So you're planning a trip to Paris and you want it to be incredible, and you're craving some authentic local insights. But here's the problem. I have to admit, I'm a little bit pissed off. The internet has become like a cesspool of regurgitated crap. But that's where I come in. I'm taking you on a research trip. Instead of going on the internet, we go to Paris and go to Paris to Paris. Paris, go to Paris. And we film a video and we'll bring you the latest advice on planning a trip, where to stay, what to eat, where to eat it, and what things to do in the city. Which photo stick, which photo state. The goal of this video is to show you how to experience Paris like locals do. This is Sean from The Tour Guy, and with the help of my partner, Brandon Shaw, we're bringing you our Paris according to locals. Before we get into the thick of things, I need to lay down some groundwork on Paris, which is a tough nut to crack. Paris is divided into 20 arrondissements, spiraling out from the center like a snail clockwise, starting with the first and ending obviously the 20th. At first, it's confusing, but it actually gets a little bit more confusing because there's also Parisian neighborhoods which have names and their borders don't always match up with the arrondissements. Sometimes a neighborhood spans multiple arrondissements or just part of one. The good news is nobody really has it figured out, so don't stress too much. Let's face it, arrondissement is a mouthful, so it's often shortened to just R or ARR period. Don't make your goal to figure out the entire system. Just figure out where you're gonna eat dinner on one night and find a way to slip it into conversation and say like, oh yeah, I think we're getting dinner in the 6th tonight. Do you guys wanna come? And you'll feel so freaking cool. We arrived in Paris late on our first night and met up with my friend Sebastian, a fintech entrepreneur and all-around handsome guy. He invited us for drinks at Le Comptoir du Marc. I've known Sebs for years, and I've come to appreciate his philosophy on life. We were laughing about how travelers often avoid major monuments in big cities like Paris, always hunting for quote-unquote local spots, as if Parisians don't love their own landmarks. Seb pointed out that Parisian kids get just as excited about the Eiffel Tower as any tourist. He loves hanging out in the Tuileries, and if he can manage it, dragging his kids into the Louvre during off-season. We had like an incredible time chatting, sipping wine, and then went to dinner at Chez Ferdinand in the 6th. See what I did there? That's your goal. Getting to the point where you can casually mention that you're dining in the 6th. Keep taking notes. We ended the evening on an emotional high. It was day 0 in Paris. We were already immersed in the city, eating escargot, beef bourguignon, and favorites with old friends. Our bellies were full of great wine and local dishes, but our pockets were still heavy. We're still new to the city. We were simply high on life. It's Paris. The next morning, we shook off the previous night's drinks and did what everyone does, looked for breakfast. Breakfast is my favorite morning meal, with the exception of brunch and late morning oysters. We stumbled upon Ibu nearly 10 years ago when filming. It's not like a must-visit place, but it's cool and familiar. In Paris, you eat breakfast cake, like a croissant, and most bistros get their croissant from like a bakery, and they don't bake them in-house. So when choosing a bistro for breakfast, don't overthink the food. Focus on, does this look cool? Is this a place I want to sit? Are there lots of cars driving by? And if it matches your morning energy, just go for it. Don't overthink it. I hope you watch this video front to back, but if you click on the link in the description below, you'll find everything we recommend is linked inside this article and more. It includes specific hotel recommendations, what neighborhood's good for what person, how to get around. Finally, I really want to keep my job, so if you like this video, please like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with more people so it gets more views and I can continue to travel and give out really good travel advice. Make sure you guys stay tuned to the end because I am going to go over a more descriptive map of where to stay in Paris, which is very important, my favorite areas, and we're going to get into it. So definitely stay tuned. We crossed the Pont des Arts and met Ivana, a passionate guide and Paris transplant. She doesn't just lead tours, she rewires how you look at art. Take Canova's Cupid and Psyche. Yes, there is a large history here, but I loved how Ivana boils it down to a smaller story, something that you can relate to. She says it may have inspired XOXO, hugs and kisses. The wings form the X and the arms form the O. I've toured the Louvre dozens of times, and this perspective was completely new to me. And that's what Experience the City is all about, finding new perspective. Our small group and semi-private tours are the most popular and affordable options, but if you can, a private tour really enhances the experience by tailoring it to your interests. Honestly, for us as a company, booking our small group tours are the best things you can do for us. But again, I really enjoy the private tours, and that's my recommendation. Afterwards, Ivana took us to a place called Café La Perouse, which I don't think I pronounced correctly, at Hôtel de la Marine, which I might have pronounced correctly, which is like a stunningly beautiful restaurant in a stunningly gorgeous hotel. It's so nice, it's intimidating. But you can always grab a coffee for like a few euros and soak in the atmosphere between services, and people are pretty cool about it. No one gave us a hard time. As we sipped a coffee, I reflected on how lucky I am to visit Paris so often. The city, people, and art are unmatched. I've been soaking in a beautiful, historically rich setting, surrounded by interesting people and learning as I've gone. I asked Ivana a few questions about restaurants, food, and general advice. My approach is to ask everyone I meet for recommendations, and you have to dig deeper. Why do you go to that place? Why do you like it? What's your go-to? How does it make you feel? Understanding the why behind recommendations helps me gauge and understand if it aligns with the experience that I'm hoping to achieve. Ivana shared her thoughts on Champs-Élysées, which I couldn't agree with more, calling it Paris's most overrated attraction. It's a beautiful shopping street, and yes, if you want to see it, you should go, and don't let me stop that. It is filled with global commercial brands, so you can find these places in any major city. So in my opinion, is it worth it? Probably not. I would go to one of the places we're going to talk about soon, like Passage de Panoramas, which is so much cooler. Ivana recommends Louvre instead for boutiques, small galleries, and cobblestone charm. It's where locals shop, wander, and remember what made Paris special in the first place. And when the sun's out, head to the Tuileries Gardens, grab a chair, sip something cold, and practice the Parisian art of doing nothing. If you can't stop your mind from racing, wine is the perfect cure. Try to lose grip with the past and future and just be where you are, soaking it in. After a relaxing stop at the Tuileries, we headed to one of my favorite and most recommended shopping excursions in Paris. If you hadn't heard of them before, a Passage is a covered shopping mall, common today, but once a modern innovation. Notable spots include Galerie Vivienne and Galerie Lafayette. These beautiful locations offer art, clothing, and in the case of Lafayette, just about everything. My advice, after wandering the busy streets and visiting one of the major landmarks on your list, slip into the Passage des Panoramas, find a quiet cafe, take a seat, and soak in a peaceful rhythm of Parisian life. Vacations are a time to relax, and this is the perfect spot to stop and people watch. Then, after this, we ended up having lunch in the 6th. If you want to replicate our day, visit the Louvre for 2 hours or so, grab a coffee in the Tuileries, if it's sunny, and if not, Café La Perouse. Then walk to Galerie Vivienne and Passage de Panorama, which all of this is on the same street in the 1st and 2nd Arrondissements. It's a very casual, easy stroll. As you can probably imagine, I've accumulated many travel mantras over time. One of them is, if you see something you think will be cool, it is your duty to stop and check it out. That's how we found Le Vent Comptoir de Mer. Yep, we suffered, we had to eat oysters, but you know, it's part of the mantra, let's go and do it. I would describe this place as a more affordable tribute to a blue-collar fisherman style of dining. It's romanticism on a plate, blue-collar elegance, massive slabs of butter, and oysters by the dozen. Open a bottle of wine and leave it on the table like your family, which, by the second glass, you kind of are. If you're not into oysters, well, nobody's perfect, but they have a lot of other hot plates you can enjoy alongside of them. This place was a home run. Next door, they even had the same concept with meats, which was named Le Vent Comptoir de la Terre, which is like the Vent Comptoir of the land. This is the craziest part, and again, they didn't pay us. They were just going to these places, we thought they're cool. But we realized the bar we went to with Seb's the night before was the same owners. That was Le Vent Comptoir du Moc, The vibe was all just so cool, and these places literally sucked us in. We definitely recommend them, and as always, we have all the recommendations and other resources linked to in our Cliff Notes article, which is in the description below. So if you click that first link, it'll take you to Cliff Notes, and it's got links to everywhere that we recommend. Everything we promise in this video is linked to in this article. I genuinely love all these places, and I look forward to one of you spotting me at one of these places in the future. It's gonna happen. Let's take a selfie. On the final evening, we met up with an old friend and local guide, Stefano. He's a longtime friend of both myself and Brandon, and not only is he a licensed guide in Rome, but also in Paris. Stefano took us on a tour de force of all his favorite spots in Montmartre. We're trying chocolate, crepes, baguettes, and cheese, of course. And even took us to this tucked away spot called the Wall of Love. It's a public art piece by Frédéric Baron and Claire Quito, made of 612 blue tiles, each inscribed with the words, "I love you," in over 250 languages. A quiet little reminder that Paris is for everyone, no matter where you're from. Yes, it has turned into a little bit of an Instagrammer and influencer hotspot, but worth the visit. We sat down at Relais de la Butte for a drink which has an incredible view of Paris. Montmartre means the Hill of the Martyr. We won't get into the martyr part, but the hill is quite large and provides easily the best view of the city after the Eiffel Tower. From there, we walked around some back streets and shot the shit. The thing I love about Montmartre is that it's on the edge of Paris, and it feels like a village. There's lots of trees and winding streets, and it feels more residential. It's quite cool. It has a local and authentic feel as you move around and get lost. When it comes to where to stay, my short answer is Saint-Germain-des-Prés, or the larger 6 Arrondissements. I choose my hotel based on what I do in the morning and obviously what I do right before going to bed. And just hold on a second, get your head out of the gutter. I'm talking about coffee, food, drinks, and of course shopping with my wife. Saint-Germain is for romantics, the culture seekers, the over 30s. Low on traffic, high on walkability, and connected to everything. Chic, but not showy. I also love being near Ile de Cité. I love being able to walk over the Louvre and the Tuileries and go to the Passage. I feel like it's just very walkable. And if you want to pop out to Versailles, you're right near the RER. It's great. If you're solo, restless, or just don't want to be told what to do, head east to Le Marais or the Latin Quarter. The Latin Quarter is great if you're into history. The prices are friendlier, the bars are more rowdy. But if you're looking for something a little more artsy and scenic, consider Montmartre. It's steep, it's moody, it's where Parisians break the rules, not just bread. Rebels lived here, writers drank here, Picasso paid rent here. And when the summer heat hits, it stays breezy, quite literally. In Paris, the best hotels are often between the 16th and the 8th arrondissements. But think about it, the best hotels are there, that means all the tourists are there, that means everything adapts to tourists. I kind of want a more authentic feel, you know, as authentic as I can get. Brandon and I came to Paris looking for advice, and we found something better. We found people that love their city, stories that you don't find on blogs, and places that change how you see the world. Whether it's your first time in the 1st or 6th, Paris always has something to show you. Just don't forget to look up, slow down, and maybe skip the Champs-Élysées. Make sure you subscribe, like, and comment, or else I'll lose my job. Write me a letter, send me a postcard, call a hotline, whatever. Please share the video. Turn on the notification bell for the next one because we have more stories to tell.